Hey guys, what's going on? Me, Son here, and today I'm going to be talking about Unsane, Steven Soderbergh's latest feature film. Saw it last Sunday with Claire Foy, and it was fantastic. It was a great movie. And what I'm going to be talking about in particular is what he's kind of saying, I believe, about mental illness, medication, and that whole industry. Because it's funny, if you look at almost call him Spielberg, no, Steven Soderbergh's last film before Lucky Logan, he was supposed to retire, and then he came back with, I'm sorry, Logan Lucky, or was it Lucky Logan? Either one, doesn't matter. I'll watch that movie eventually. Anyway, Side Effects was his last theatrical film released in America before last year. El Mariachi was released outside the United States, but it was released on HBO in America. And that movie, Side Effects, was clearly about how the medication industry, the medical industry, pharmaceutical industry, basically are, taking advantage of people by making them get these meds, prescribing them these meds, and they have these crazy side effects. And also at the same time, people also taking advantage of them as well. This is more of how psychiatric wards and whatnot are kind of taking advantage of innocent people, so to speak. So you got the main character, Storia Valiente, played by Claire Boy. She's just a troubled businesswoman. She started a new job in a new city to escape a stalker who's, been terrorizing her for 2 years. So, cool stuff. So, anyway, she goes to a support group for victims. And in a nearby hospital, she spoke to a counselor. So after the initial consultation, she said, she had contemplated suicide. But she unwillingly just signs this agreement, committing herself to 24 hours in a psychiatric ward. And she calls the police, but, they're unwilling to interfere, as she signed herself away in the documents. After she had an aggressive altercation with Violet, who was wonderfully played by Juno Temple. I couldn't even recognize her in the end. I was like, oh, that was Juno Temple. Who knew? And Orly, with whom she thought was her stalker but wasn't, Sawyer is upgraded to a week after that, which is a shame. So then she finds out, spoilers, she then finds out that her stalker, David Shrine, played by Joshua Leonard, is actually there. He works there. He got a job there at the asylum, so he can become closer to her. And though she attempts to protest it, her outbursts actually cause her to be considered mentally unstable, and she's repeatedly sedated and fed these cocktails of drugs as the week progresses. It's pretty insane. At one point, David even gives her an overdose of pills, and causing her to become violent and disoriented, which is pretty insane. And though the hospital's head nurse, Bowles, played by Pauline McClay, notices the error, she does not recognize that David was deliberately responsible. It's crazy, this movie. It's a very interesting movie. After I watched it, I had to kind of think about it a little bit. That I did my own independent research on pharmaceutical drugs. And it's interesting how I believe this is one of the worst things about this society as the pharmaceutical industry and psychiatric industry, how it just blatantly seems to take advantage of people who may not have these kind of serious problems that we're, saying they do. So you take someone who, so you got clinical depression, biological depression, and you got someone who's depressed, maybe their wife died, or they had a bad breakup, lost their job, something of that nature. So someone who loses a job, gets depressed, or gets a breakup, or whatever, what I would say for them, I'm not a doctor, but what I would say for them to do is to, go see therapy. And, talk to that therapist for a while. And if it gets worse, usually what the therapist would do would be to give that person a low dose of antidepressants or mood stabilizers, more than likely antidepressants. So it can kind of cut it out. Because after that point, that person is going to be able to overcome that issue and be okay. And they're going to be able to, just overcome. They just were depressed for them. I've been through that myself. And you got the second where this person's really clinically depressed. It's just a chemical imbalance in the brain. And they need something to be able to, help them out. And they need not only therapy, but they need a straight up hardcore medication that sometimes, in the worst case scenarios, really need a good bit of help. Some of these people need to go to psychiatric wards. I know there's people like Women Writing who's been committed herself. There's a few other people who've kind of done that too. And that's a whole completely different thing. Even then, I'm not sure if she really needed it or not, but I guess she did. She had trouble sleeping for days or what have you, and just driving around. So maybe she did. But anyway, this Claire Foy character, Sawyer, her deal was clearly she was just depressed and scared over the fact that her stalker wouldn't leave her alone, as you would think any normal person would be. And what happens is they talked about this movie where essentially the psychiatric ward taking advantage of the insurance company. They're taking advantage of the insurance company and the insurance company's willingness to pay for a week of her treatment. So once the insurance money runs out, they're going to let her go. That's why I kept her for a week. So it's all, I mean, this is a movie, so you can't really say how much of that's really true in real life, but it doesn't seem like that far of a stretch of imagination. Now, I mean, that far of a stretch, would it? No, it doesn't. So you look at it that way, and then you think about it, and you go, yeah, it seems about right. Because, you know, she's got her issues, but what she really always needed was just therapy. That's why she went there. She went for a group. She wanted support. She wanted to be able to get better. She was scared. And what she really needed was, and when you watch the movie, you'll see what I mean. She really needed, like, you know, a full-fledged cop searching this guy to get him out. Like, she should have reported this guy to the police. Maybe she did. I may have missed that part. But, you know, why is this guy walking around like this? Is beyond me. It's pretty insane. But she just needed therapy. Maybe some mood stabilizers outside the whole cops deal trying to get this down. And some real support. But instead, she got taken advantage of, which is a sad thing about this society. I think most people, taking even away the psychiatric wards, most people just don't know how to handle this. This is one reason why she went to where she went. Her friends and family really couldn't help her. They didn't have the skills and capability to properly support her in this issue at the moment. And that's what led her to that to begin with, which is a shame. And that just happens all the time. So it's interesting how Soderbergh was able to weave this movie in a way that really kind of showcased the problem with mental illness and pharmaceuticals and the medical industry in this country, how it's really just all about business and about making money. It's not truly about making sure the patient gets better. It's not about that person being a healthier individual, as they try to claim in the movie, but it's all about how much money can we get out of their insurance company, how long can we take advantage of them for, which, you know, in this super capitalistic, I should say, country, United States of America, makes about perfect sense when you really do think about it. So anyway, that's going to be it for tonight. Again, Unsane is a great film. I love Steven Soderbergh's work. He's one of the few directors that really makes me think, and I'm really glad he's back making feature films, and I can't wait to see his next one. Please like, comment, subscribe. All that really helps. If you really like this video, just like, comment, subscribe. Donations are very welcome. Check out my web novel, Orange and Blue. Check out some other accounts, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.